The worst fitness advice I ever got and why you need to ignore it ASAP. Also, how to avoid it as well. I forgot to add that to the title, but let's dive in. I don't know why my hat's glitching in and out of shot, but it should be all good. Important before we dive in is we're going to give you a proof promise plan. So everything you need to know about this video and why it's for you. So who am I to give this information in terms of getting the worst fitness advice? I've been in the gym for about 2.5 years, although it might not look like it from here. Looking very big at the moment. Multiple transformations, trained others, tested every bro science myth. If you don't know who I am, you can check out those transformations on Instagram, but I'll introduce myself as we go along. The promise I have for you in this video is that I'll break down the 3 most overrated pieces of fitness advice, why they're wrong, and what actually works and what you should do as well. And the plan for this video is you can watch to the end to stop wasting time and start making real progress. And I'm going to give you 3 options to basically plan the information I give you and how to implement it. Because it's all well and good getting this information from YouTube, but if you're not going to go and implement it, it's just a waste of your time. Wasted like 20 minutes. But this is everything you're going to learn in today's video. So this is how you're going to know if it's for you. We got advice number 1, just train hard, everything else will fall into place. We're going to have a little bit more of a backstory of my story. Then advice number 2 is 8 to 12 reps is the only way to build muscle. My turning point of what everything changed. Advice number 3 is if you're not sore, you didn't work hard enough. Confidence crash to a breakthrough. Another little bit of story about me. What I'll tell my past self and what you should do now. Another thing is if I'm blocking the screen because I'm just so massive, it doesn't matter. It is just for me for a prompt. Like it is basically, it's kind of like a podcast, right? I'm reading off the slides, but that's gonna give me a mental prompt to basically tell my story because I've put the stuff on the screen to basically prompt my brain so I can be reminded of the story I want to talk about. So don't worry if I'm covering any writing. It's not a big deal. But who am I actually to speak on this topic? Because I know a lot of people will have just clicked on this video. Who's this guy wearing a vest, a hat with a mic attached to the hat? He just looks like a prick, doesn't he? With chains on as well. Like, who's this guy? But my journey so far is that was me on the left. I'm very skinny, about 63 kg. And there is me on the right, about 75 kg, which was leanest I've been probably for a photo shoot. I don't even look that lean there, which is basically all it is. But yeah, my name is Ryan McIntyre. I've been a coach for about 1.5 years, been training myself for 2.5 years, and I've coached over 100 plus men, free and paid, through YouTube videos, through free challenges, through Instagram, of how to basically better themselves through the gym and how to basically optimize their life by starting the gym and creating a domino effect and basically just living a better and fuller life for their friends, their family, and maybe their future kids or future wife if they don't have one. Because my videos are tailored to people like me around my age. I'm only 21. So I say future family and kids because people can see themselves going down a dark path. And I'm basically going to be the guiding light to help them not only find their future wife, but also be a good role model for their future kids as well. So it's quite an inspirational story. And sounds a bit no, sounds a bit fairy tale like, but you know what I mean. Let's dive in. So advice number 1 is if you just train hard, everything else will fall into place. Now, the reason why this is a myth is because you train hard and the rest, diet, sleep, recovery, you feel like will naturally flow, or like I said, dominoes will just fall into place. But the truth actually is, training doesn't fix a bad system, it exposes it. So although you think training or exercising is going to get you in the right direction, of course it's going to take the steps. However, if you change nothing about your diet, sleep, recovery, anything like that, you are just going to look the exact same. You might feel better because of the endorphins, the dopamine you get from exercise, but you don't look any better, or you don't feel motivated because nothing's changing. And that's why people stop after that time, is because they don't have all the factors in place yet to start seeing progress. You take like a month to perfect the gym, a month to perfect your diet, then a month to perfect your sleep, and you take one by one, adding it all together to create that dream physique or that dream lifestyle. Because this is exactly what I believed. Here's the truth, is that if you're sleeping 5 hours, eating junk, no amount of training will save you or make any progress. Of course, maybe in the 3 months, you might have a couple newbie gains, you might see a good pump and stuff like that, but nothing will change long term for you. because it's just a stressor. It's just to create, or training is literally just to create a stimulus, and what you do with that stress determines progress. So if you create the stimulus, but you aren't recovering from the stimulus with sleep and diet, then it's like there's no point. You're not gonna recover, and you're more likely to get injured as well. So that's another thing, is make sure you don't get injured, because that would just completely ruin your journey. I'm gonna move my phone out the way because I don't want it to buzz it and ruin the video. Story moment, real quick, is that I was training 6 days a week, and I still look the same. Of course, I mean, I look slightly different now if I give cheeky flex, cheeky bicep. Going on holiday a couple days, that's why I'm wearing this attire. I'm pretty much already in holiday mode other than this video, but yeah, I was in the gym pretty much every day. When I first started, actually, I was training twice a day, pretty much every day. Like, I was so keen. Like, I really love the gym. However, I didn't realize that I had to actually step away from it to make more progress, because I was just training non-stop because I was just so unhappy with how I looked. And I feel like a lot of people will be the same, especially if you're determined on motivation, or you rely on motivation. You have those spikes where you go to the gym 2 or 3 times a day, just every day, and you're just smashing it out, and then you burn out, and it's just terrible. But yeah, no rest, no diet plan. And I could not figure out why my body wasn't changing. I thought I just had to train harder, but my sleep was trash, my meals were random. That's another thing, is you need to be, I know it sounds boring, but if you want results, you need to be eating the same 3 to 6 meals pretty much on rotation, week in, week out. Because although it's like, oh, you should have a varied diet, get lots of nutrients and stuff, realistically, most like meats are gonna have the same nutrients. Of course, you have like fatty fish that's gonna be providing like omega-3s. You have obviously like eggs providing a lot more vitamins. But it's like if you eat the same mix of foods every day, where you're getting your daily vitamins and micronutrients and minerals all together, then it's like every day you're hitting those vitamins and micronutrients. So you don't need to change it from there, if that makes sense. So don't get me wrong, you can change it if you want, but it makes it confusing for me, and I would rather use my mental brain power not thinking about my next meal, thinking about how am I going to create content to help somebody else, or how am I going to train hard in the gym today, or like what am I going to be doing in the gym today, if that makes sense. But yeah, I was inflamed, tired, and obviously not recovering because of that. Advice number 2 is that 8 to 12 reps is the only way to build muscle. Everyone loves this rep range for some reason. Don't get me wrong, I loved it as well. But if you stay in 8 to 12 rep range, you're or you're wasting your time. So it's like if you train past 12 reps, you're just doing cardio. Like people just say you're just doing cardio, like fucking you're lifting super lightweights. Sorry for swearing if I get demonetized. I say if I get demonetized, I'm not getting paid to make these. But yeah, or if you're training too little, then you're just like, you're doing crazy strength training, but you're not getting enough where you're actually connecting with the muscle. Realistically, the truth is effort over reps, progression over range. So the main thing is you're looking to have a slow eccentric. So the lowering part of the movement, 2 to 3 seconds. So let's say you do a bicep curl. So this part of the movement where you're lowering the weight back down to the floor or the pad or whatever you're training, you want that to be about 2 to 3 seconds. And then the actual curl part, you want that to be about a second. And that, the thing is this part naturally, the curl, is going to slow down. However, that eccentric is always going to stay the same every single rep. That is the key, because that's how you're going to build muscle without getting close to failure without injuring yourself. Because if you're just kind of doing 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, and you just naturally let this slow down, but then letting that fall down as well, you're gonna obviously for a bicep curl, you're gonna tear your biceps. So that's one thing that you need to make sure. This one was in grade 1B, 8 to 12 reps, like it was sacred. But trying to do 12 reps with 3 second eccentrics, or try to do a set of 20 that leaves you shaking, effort is the driver, not the number. Of course, you can have a mix of both, like 6 to 8 reps or 15 to 20. Like, realistically, it completely depends on the muscle group for me. If it's an individual muscle group, like a bicep, tricep, shoulder, I like to have a higher rep range, just naturally, I don't know why. Then if it's like the chest or the back or the legs, lower rep range. But again, everyone's different. You just have to try out for yourself. What can you feel like you can physically connect with the muscle, and overall build that easy, like in the easiest way over a certain amount of time with progressive overload, which I've explained in about 100 other videos, so don't need to do that now. But what was the turning point is that I realized everyone was just sharing what worked for them, not a universal truth. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm sharing what worked for me. Again, you can try that. It could perfectly work for you. I'm more than happy for you just to steal what I do. Like that's the whole point of me making content, is you can take bits and pieces of what works for you, put them into your routine, try them, make mistakes, then go again. But when I actually started doing research and listened to my own body, I realized there's no single way to train, just a lot of strong opinions. You will see this from every other online coach on Instagram, because the thing is, to be an online coach, you don't need any qualifications. You just need an opinion, a way to take payments, and creating content. And that is it. Like, that's why people are so skeptical of getting coaching, because anyone can be an online coach. Anyone can sit here and make a YouTube video. Anyone can post on Instagram. They don't do it consistently. Don't get me wrong. There's some online coaches who haven't posted since New Year's, but here we are. Advice number 3: if you're not sore, you didn't work hard enough. Let's dive into this one. Myth equals soreness equals growth. I mean, not equals, sorry. Truth is soreness is novelty, not progress. So it's something new to you, or it's a new stimulus. Another thing is you can get loads of stretch marks. You can't really see on this camera angle, but I have a crazy amount of stretch marks. I don't think the camera quality is good enough, but I have a crazy amount of stretch marks from my shoulder to my chest. Again, it's just novel. But I used to chase soreness like it was a badge of honor. If I was not limping the next day from a leg day, I thought the workout was useless. And I feel like loads of you will be like waking up in the morning and be like, wait, I'm not sore. Like, what's going on? But soreness is just a sign you did something different, not necessarily something effective. This is exactly why DOMS, for those who don't know what DOMS is, delayed onset muscle soreness, DOMS, is when you first initially start training, 24 hours to 48 hours, your body or your muscles that you trained are aching. And it won't even be like the muscle you train. You might be training like chest, but your triceps are killing the next morning. Like, you'll feel like here it's just sore, because it's a new stimulus. It's a completely new thing your body has never done before. So it's going to be sore. It's going to be sore. But obviously, the more you do it, the more your body adapts to it, the more your body gets used to it, the better it's going to get for you. So here's a confidence crash to a breakthrough. So this is kind of a little bit more about me. Is that personally, I lost confidence in my fitness journey around 6 months into it. When I was just starting to gather information, I was starting to learn a lot more. When nothing seemed to work, I started actually doubting everything, even myself. But then I realized every mistake I made was not a mistake, it was data. Because if you track what you are doing, you track mistakes, that means every failure is a filter. And that's when you start getting growth, because once you start tracking every little thing and understanding what causes mistakes, what doesn't, you start to understand, like, okay, if this caused a mistake, let me try this. And if it's not as bad as this, that's growth. Like, I'm doing better. I'm building more muscle. I'm losing more fat. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. That's just, in my opinion. I'm not saying you have to make mistakes to make progress. But, of course, if you are making mistakes on your own, you sometimes don't know if they're mistakes. And that's why people get coaches, because it's like they are going to be honest with you. They're going to be pointing out when you make the mistake, and obviously how we can work around that and how we can progress off that as well, which is a great way. And that's why coaches have coaches, and that's why mentorships exist, and that's why people make mistakes with other people, because it allows you to feel better about yourself, not making the mistake. But here's what you should do now. And I forgot to say at the start of the video, but I'm going to give you 3 choices. I think I might have mentioned it or not, but 3 choices of what you need to do. But this is a couple tips. Is you're going to track how you feel. Track how you feel, not just how much you lift. Test different rep ranges, rest periods. Again, whatever works for you. Prioritize sleep and food. Like, your results depend on it, because, I mean, they do. I would say the biggest initial movement that you should do, the very first step to start making progress is just start to care more about what's in your food and how much protein you're getting. And ever since then, your life will completely change for the better. I think tracking your food is the biggest motivator, because it's like once you realize, oh, I'm not getting enough protein in, that's probably why I'm not feeling great to go to the gym, or I'm feeling terrible when I wake up, because I'm not in the mood to go to the gym because my diet is terrible. Of course, you can start going to the gym when everything is terrible now, because then it's just everything else is better. But you know what I mean? That's just how it is. Final point is you need to stay skeptical and stay learning. So question everything, but keep learning as you go along. So you have 3 choices after watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope all the information was subpar, at least. But you can click off this video, do number 1, and do nothing. You can click off the video, wish things were different of your current situation. I mean, if you watch this far, there's some benefit that you will get from getting help, or you will get some benefit from watching the video. And that's why we have number 2, is where you can try it alone. You can try implement and piece together tips from this YouTube video and the other YouTube videos I've made and hope everything clicks. But the idea is that if you are here, you've probably watched multiple videos and not got where you want to be. And that's why I have option number 3, is you can work with me. You can follow a proven system that I've used for hundreds of, well, not hundreds of clients, 100 plus clients, with a proven system with direct coaching, which you can see all of them on my Instagram at Ryan McIntyre Coaching. You can click my channel and find it there. But you can have the support that will make your results inevitable, like literally guaranteed, over a 3-month, 6-month, 12-month period. Whatever goals you have, we can get there together with a partnership. So if you're actually ready to make a change now, which I hope you are if you watched this far, you can book a call with the link below this video. It's the only link in the description. You can book a call. And other than that, I have one final point, is your future self will thank you for starting today. If you enjoyed this video, YouTube recommends this one above my head, just pops up. So if you enjoyed this one, YouTube algorithm is pretty smart, then you're probably going to like this one as well, because they know what you like. I might not know what you like, but they know. So if you click that one, you'll probably enjoy that video too. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one.